This is Grayman Media content.
I'm Jessica.
I'm Devin.
We founded a media company to help promote local artists and goof off with our friends.
It's not always easy running all these shows, but we decided to add another to our list.
This is The Other Show.
Hello! Welcome back. We're still in the same clothing because it's still the same week for us, same day even.
Some might say same hour.
We just wrapped up.
We just wrapped it up.
We just wrapped up the last week's episode, and we're gonna do it again now. It's The Other Show, and I forgot the intro comes before everything I said. So what are we covering today, Jessica?
You have crazy eyes when you were saying that. Ladies and gentlemen, he's gone rogue.
What are we covering today?
Well, today I wanted to talk about this because we've been over the last months. It's taken us months to do this. Been watching Star Wars with the boys.
Yes.
Little by little by little.
Yes.
We finally got through all the movies. Like all the 1 through 9, right? 1 through 9, Solo, Rogue One.
Yep.
And then now we're on Mandalorian. And we also did Boba Fett, the one episode that's come out for us so far.
Yeah, we'll review it when the season's
of
over.
Yeah, we'll get to that once the season's over. But right now we've only seen one episode. That's where we're at. But we've been watching it, and it made me think about this because this is something similar that my dad did, and I don't know if your mom or dad ever kind of spent that time with that about the whole passing down your likes and dislikes to your kids, mostly your likes.
Yeah, I'm just confused by this entire thing because this is what you do with everybody. This isn't even just something that you do with your kids. It's something you do with your friends as well, or your significant others.
Well, with those, it's more of just you want to show them this because you think it's cool. When it's your children, at least I've noticed with myself, I feel more proud or more happy with it when I'm doing it with them and passing it down. If that makes sense.
Okay, so what is the different? I don't understand what the difference in your feeling or your approach in the way that you're giving it to the kids than you are, say, me.
Well, that's a lot more similar because we're married.
Okay, well, what about a friend?
Giving to a friend, it's more of just I want to see if you're gonna like this and yada yada. But when you really like something or the kids really like something that I'm trying to show you from my past, I don't know, it gets a different feeling.
Okay, I'm on board. I understand what you're saying. I think I just approach this in a similar manner, no matter what. I think that the only thing that might be different is the way I react when it's not received. If I show John something, and John could take or leave it, that sucks. It would have been fun to bond over or talk about, but I'm gonna get over it. Whereas if I show you something and it's it'd be cool if me and you both liked this, and it'd be cool if we could bond over this, and you don't like it, it sucks a little bit more. It's even worse with the kids.
Yeah.
I see.
There's just a level of intensity, and with us doing the Star Wars thing, because I don't know if your family did that, if your family growing up was big Star Wars, or if it was just you.
Well, so my understanding, and my memory is flawed to say the least. My understanding is that my father enjoyed Star Wars. I know for a fact that I first watched Star Wars with my father. But I don't really know. I don't really know how big of a fan he was. I definitely just became a big geek about it because not even any of my friends really liked it.
Really?
Yeah, it was just something I just kind of got into. My mom was not a fan.
Your mom didn't like Star Wars?
I don't want to put words into her mouth in case she ever listens to this episode. I doubt it, but just in case. I don't think she was not a fan, and I think she does like the newer stuff that they've done. I don't think she was a fan. I don't think she's a fan.
She enjoyed it, but it was just because she could take it or leave it.
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense. With me growing up, my dad was obsessed with Star Wars.
Lucky.
He was obsessed. He was way more obsessed with Star Trek, which I got into for a while when I was a kid. But then I started watching Star Wars with him, and I was like, I like this better.
Yeah.
The swords are kind of better than comms. I like seeing the shiny sword.
Well, that's
then I
to be
do
expected for
pushing buttons and tell me to beam me up.
That's to be expected for a child.
Oh, yeah, but growing up, I don't know. I loved that I did that with my parents, and then my dad kind of got me into it because I think my mom could take or leave it as well. I don't think my mom really cared, and so doing this with the boys is a lot of fun because you love you know way more about Star Wars than I do. I loved it, but I mostly know the movies. You've like read books, you see like and know some of the lore on all these planets. And I'm like, I know what a lightsaber looks like, and I know what some of the main characters are, and I love that. But you know a lot more.
Well, so there's this there's like this thing about like the more you know, the more you understand how little you know.
Yeah.
And it's like I used to think that I was like this real big like Star Wars nerd. And then as I got more and more into the deeper dives of like the lore and stuff, I realized how much Star Wars there is out there. I don't know very much.
There's so much Star Wars
there
out
is.
there. It's ridiculous.
For any one person to say that they're like, I mean, I guess besides, you know, maybe George himself.
But even that, like they've canonized some fan stuff that he didn't even write. And I guarantee some of it he's not even read.
No, 100%. 100%. But I mean, how could you look at George Lucas and say you don't know what you're talking about? Like, you know,
it's because he could just be like, no, that's not true.
But
You put it in your movie.
For anybody
no,
to
true.
say that they know, like, that there are some kind of, you know, quote unquote expert on Star Wars. I mean, I'm sure that there's people out there, but really, there's so much.
There's a ridiculous
spanning,
amount out there.
you know, what, 60, 70 years of this stuff? I don't think so, guy. I don't think so. And just when you think that you know about, like, say you learn everything about the lore, well, then there's all the merchandise and stuff. There's all the facts about the filmmaking and the creation of all. There's so much.
And at this point, by the time you catch up, there's a new show. There's another book out. There's another fan story out that they've canonized or something. I don't know. It's ridiculous.
But passing
really cool.
Passing it along to the boys, which is what we were talking about. I don't know. It's just one of those things where it's like when we were watching the films, it seemed very much like they were indifferent about it. They were happy to spend time with us doing it, but they were like, whatever. Even with episode 3, which is where I thought it was really going to shine, because, you know, it's newer, but then they started to get into kind of like the sequel trilogy with Rey. But again, it wasn't that.
They mostly like BB-8.
Yeah.
Because Alex almost cried when he thought BB-8 died.
He was upset.
Dude, it was.
Yeah,
he
jumped to conclusions.
Of funny. It was.
He jumped to every single conclusion, and none of them were good for him.
He loves BB-8 and Grogu like it's nobody's business.
Well, and that's what I was gonna get to. Was Mandalorian. I'm just so happy. Because currently we're watching, you know, we're trying to catch the boys up on all the Mandalorian stuff, and they're definitely getting in. They're into the Mandalorian.
Yeah, they do like that. For something, I don't know if it was the movies were just too long, or there's a lot more dialogue that has to go into that.
Yeah.
But they really do like the Mandalorian, and her somewhat staying on story track. Kind of. They understand a little bit more.
I think they are, and I don't really like. I don't know. If I had to choose, I would have rather them get hooked on the movies. But I'm just happy that they're finding a passion and a love for Star Wars in some way, shape, or form. So I'm excited about it. Even like, I don't know. I also didn't really think a space western would be the one. Like, it's just
they caught their eye.
Yeah, but it's definitely because of Baby Yoda, Baby Grogu. That's definitely what it is. But
100%. He's the
care.
cute little character they love.
Whatever hook it is that gets them into it, I'm in. I'm all here for it.
That's why they were into the other 7, 8, and 9 is because BB-8.
Yeah.
They just kept wanting to see what was gonna happen to him.
Yeah, 100%. And like, you know, there's, I mean, not that you'd really have to try too hard with a child or especially a boy, but you know, getting them into video games was huge. You know, the fact that both of them are gamers, like.
Yeah, they both love. They're definitely different types of gamers, but they're both.
They're just young gamers.
Well, they both game differently, a lot differently.
Oh, between each other?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, Alex is a little brother. He plays the little brother.
Well, he plays little brother, but he also plays more the creative part of it and designing part of it. Nick's more like the let's go and let's get in this action.
Little brother syndrome.
So it's two different things.
Well, that's how you know, my brother was good at video games, but you know, obviously he wasn't going to be as good as me. I had more practice than him, And it's the same with Alex. I mean, Alex might get the jump on Nick every now and then. So then, in order for video games to be fun, since you can't beat the guy who showed you video games, you got to find your own way. So, of course, he's into creative stuff. It's also the same reason, like, my brother would go, like, we'd be playing a versus match, and you know what pissed me off more than anything? When he had decided that he didn't care about winning at all, and it would be more fun to just off himself so many times that he loses the game because he knew that would upset me. I've seen Alex do this.
Oh, yeah, he loves.
Yeah, that's just being the little brother. You just figure that out, man.
I guess that's fair. They've also, in the creative part and the go-getting, like, you can get better at go-getting, but then you also get some weird moments when Alex does the creative wins. Like Fortnite solo, teaming up with somebody in a solo match that somehow they didn't kill each other till the end. Pretty funny.
Yeah, that was funny.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah, that was pretty
Nick was mad.
Yeah.
And it was pretty funny.
Yeah, it's just cool to get them into video games. It's cool that they're into, Star Wars. Me and Alex got to bond over Legos and stuff, which was awesome.
I just like the idea of like passing those down. It feels good.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It does. It's like we've already made them little copies of ourselves. Now we just got to give them the same personalities.
Well, we don't have a lot of family traditions. Like we don't have family traditions to pass down. So we try to pass on like just stuff we like is basically the way we go.
I mean,
so we pass down like video gaming, like Star Wars of some sort, doing Legos and stuff with them, which is stuff they already tend to like anyways.
I didn't really have family traditions growing up, but I got them their first, knives. I'm going to take them shooting for the first time. These are all kind of typical male, traditions that typically happen when you're, especially in, a certain group of America, but yeah, I don't fall within that group of America, but there are certain values and stuff that I believe in. And, I think having a healthy respect of that kind of thing, it changes you. It changes the way that you behave.
I can agree with that.
Yeah. Chivalry is not dead. Being a gentleman is not dead. My boys will know that. So
what does that have to do with knives and gun?
Well, it's in a similar vein of teaching. There's not. I don't know how to say this without getting canceled.
I'm very confused.
There's a finesse. There's certain things that like you're not supposed to teach your boys because it's toxic masculinity and stuff like that, or it goes against feminism because females are supposed to be able to do stuff for themselves, which obviously that's not the point. The point is to try to be the best man you can be, and there's plenty of bad ones out there. So I'm just trying to, teach the right one. Teach them to be the right ones. And I just think that there's some fundamental things that need to be taught. And I wasn't taught them. So I'm going to try my best to teach them.
That's fair.
So it's not really a tradition that was given to me, but it is, I hope that if the values that I hope to teach them through doing the things that I'm doing, I hope do become a tradition. I hope that when they have sons, that they give them their first knife that's engraved with some kind of, special meaning in their name and for Christmas at a certain age. And they do the same thing with, teaching them how to shoot guns and stuff like that. If they have boys, if they decide to have children, whatever, they can do whatever they want. I hope they do.
They can teach their daughters that if they have daughters.
They absolutely can.
Yeah.
There's no reason to say that a woman can't.
Are you going to teach the boys to change my tire?
Absolutely.
Cool, because then I'm going to make go do that when they get old enough.
Absolutely. If I knew anything about knot tying, I'd teach them how to tie knots. I taught Nick how to tie his shoes,
which has already been a pain.
It was not. What do you mean? Is he struggling with it?
Teaching kids to tie shoes is why Velcro is so popular.
No, I know, but I taught him. Is he struggling now?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, all right. We'll just go through it again. But I mean, like there's also a big thing, it's one of the reasons I taught them how to play chess. It's a confidence boost, and when you remind them that, hey, you used to not be able to do, this thing, and it took some time, but you learned how to do it, and just reminding them that when they're presented with a new problem, like tying your shoes, it was a big confidence boost for Nick, and he figured it out within minutes. I mean, he was tying his shoe. He tied his shoe like 20 times that day, and I only had to show him like twice. But you got to remind them every now and then, like, hey, I know you're frustrated. You were frustrated with this too, but now you're an expert. Remember? Just, it's going to be all right, dude. Calm down. We'll get through this.
I'm glad that works for you, because when I try that, it doesn't work.
Yeah, no.
Mom gets a different reaction than Dad does out of most
I understand.
things.
I understand that I'm treated differently. It's okay. I've come to expect that. Also, it helps that I'm usually the second one. I'm not usually the first to initiate these things. I'm not the one that goes up to Nick and says, hey, let's go. We're going to learn how to tie your shoes. It's you going up to Nick saying, hey, we're going to learn how to tie your shoes. Then you get frustrated over a couple of weeks of him not learning it. And then he comes to me and, maybe you were just one dig away from the diamond, but boy, it was me who did it. So, I get to take the credit, which is awesome. But yeah, I mean, it's probably because of the amount of work that you've already put in. So, but it does help. The lessons.
Yeah, there are lessons behind all of them.
Passed on from father to father.
Wait, what?
I don't know, man. I'm just saying things at this point.
Yeah.
It's a podcast.
I don't know. I just thought it was something cool to talk about, because the whole passing down Star Wars thing. Because again, we don't have a lot of we don't have traditions as a family. Like, we're growing with a couple here and there, but nothing big to like pass down to them.
I just don't think.
And little things like that.
I don't think that you understand what a tradition is, or maybe that you have this grandiose, or maybe like fairy tale-esque idea of what a tradition is.
Something you do every year, usually a specific time or date.
Yeah, so you're just talking about Christmas traditions. That's all you're talking about.
Oh, they have them all year round.
No. We do have traditions. We go out and, trick or treat. We have sausage balls.
We just started that
Christmas.
this year.
That was not our fault.
I'm just saying. That sounds like we're slowly picking up traditions here and there, but we don't have that many right now.
What are you talking about right now?
Also, your whole sausage ball every year, this is only the second year I decided to make them. Last year I made them because we did a home thing. This year I was like, screw it, I'm making them again because they were delicious.
We've usually had breakfast. We usually have presents to open. We usually put up
Christmas.
A tree. Yeah, we have a Christmas tradition. Just because it's the majority doesn't mean that it's not a tradition that we have. We light off fireworks on 4th of July. That's our tradition. Yes, it comes.
We didn't do that last year.
Yes, we did. I almost got my face blown off by a firework last year.
Oh, last year. That was the year we just had. The year before that, we didn't.
Wait, 2021? That was 2021, wasn't it?
2020, we didn't.
Did we not?
No.
I thought that was the first year that I did fireworks.
No, it was 2018 or 19 you did it.
Man, look, time is an illusion. It doesn't matter.
Time is irrelevant. Doesn't matter.
But if we don't, we go somewhere to see it, or at the very least, we make some kind of conscious effort to do it. I'm not. Listen, you're splitting hairs here.
Can you imagine trying to split a hair? Pretty difficult. Their hairs are really thin.
And that's traditions.
So what do you think of Venom 2, Devin?
Well, okay, so I watched the first one we've seen the first one together. We've already seen the first one.
I think I've seen it twice.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. Well, no, I think me and you watched it, and then I wanted to watch it with the kids. So we watched it all together.
Very possible.
Yeah. But we watched it again while you were at work, and then you came home, and we watched Venom 2. Anyway,
Yes.
That's why we watched Venom 2.
I would just like Venom 2 more than 1.
I liked it. Woody Harrelson was great, as always.
That guy's popping up in so many things every
I'm a big fan of Woody. Woody Harrelson's great. Yeah, it was pretty good.
I think that chick, by the way, was the Pirates of the Caribbean chick.
You said that.
Yeah, I think so. I'm just saying. I don't know. She's a crazy person there. She's a crazy person there. They're both the same person.
All right, summarize the movie for me, because I don't really remember.
All right. Well, Venom and Brock are having marriage issues and are fighting.
That's what it is.
They're basically fighting. They're married, basically fighting, upset with each other. Eventually, they break up, and then at the end, they got to get back together again to defeat everything. That's their summary. Bad guy summary is in this. It wasn't a sane asylum. It was like some kind of experimental place. Whatever, they experimented on people, and they did something to 2 people. They took the girl away because she became too powerful, and they locked her into something that a place that didn't exist.
Wait, did he have powers?
I don't think so.
There wasn't a place where they experimented.
Well, I think they were because she said my powers are getting too strong, and he was in the same place. So I think either he hadn't been experimented on, or whatever they did to him did not work, and then whatever. I don't think that part was crazily explained, unless I just missed a lot. But either way, eventually he got out. He killed 4 people or something like that. Ended up in jail, and then Brock is a reporter. For all those who don't know, Eddie Brock, Venom are a reporter. So he goes to talk to this guy in jail because this guy wanted Brock specifically to put out a story. I don't remember why.
I don't really know why.
I don't remember. I think he just liked him. Like in most of these types of movies, I just like you, so I want you to tell me. I want you to tell my story. I don't know why that's a thing with serial killers, but in movies it is. I don't know if that's real life or not. But he wanted him specifically to do it at some point. They say each other something, and then he gets attacked by him. Venom gets mad, punches dude in a cell. I don't remember what his name is. And at some point, bad guy bites Venom, and turns into something else. Like he bites him and gets basically Venom's blood inside of him, and that creates a different symbiote that lives now within. I cannot remember this guy's name.
In the
movie? Bugging me. Yeah, what is his name?
Oh, I don't know what his name is in the movie.
He turns into Carnage, which we find out later is like Venom's son. In this world, it turns into Venom's son. Because it's funny, he walks in, he's like, "Oh, that's a red one. We gotta go."
Yeah.
That was pretty
good. It was pretty good. It was nice being able to see both of them at the same time because
I always thought they were kind of one and the same. I never realized, I never thought about it.
What do you mean?
I don't know, before, Venom, the new movies have come out, I always thought, Venom, Carnage, they're kind of, the same thing. Because that's how they're depicted, just different colors. I don't know.
They are the same thing. They're both symbiotes.
Yeah.
Vel or Kel is, I think, I can't remember. It's something like that, though, is the name of the species. They come from from a planet.
Yeah. But Carnage is basically Venom's son that is now living in this other guy, because I don't know how that reproduction works.
I don't know, man.
But I'm going to accept it and just move on.
A little bit of that Venom got mixed with some Woody Harrelson blood.
Yeah, evidently that makes a Carnage.
I guess. I don't know. But it was nice to see. Excuse me. It was nice to see both movies in the same day because I don't know that Carnage was better. I'm not sure of that. I think it was good, but I'm not sure it was better.
I don't think so. I like the storyline of one. Plus also the whole fighting between Venom and Brock. Just, I don't know. I understand why it happened, but also they could have left that out. Yeah.
It was funny.
I like the fighting better in one because it's more like them having to learn to accept each other. This other one, it's more like, oh, we've lived together too long. You, I'm done, type of thing.
I don't know that. I don't know. I think it was the pacing. The pacing felt weird for me on Venom 2. Like with episode 1 or movie 1, whatever. It seemed like, I don't know, even that one kind of had pacing issues, but everything kind of, ramped up and then was brought down a little bit, ramped up and brought down and ramped up and brought down in a nice kind of cohesive way. Whereas that one, Carnage, it didn't have the same.
It ramped up and then stayed up there basically the whole time.
Yeah, except for there would be drop offs. Like it wouldn't just be like a ramp up and then kind of a ramp down. It would be like,
and then straight back up.
Yeah, it was weird. I don't know. I think that's ultimately my issue. It wasn't the acting. It wasn't the performance. It wasn't the bad guy or the good guy. It wasn't the script. I think that was really just my problem with it. It felt like a lesser movie to me. I don't know why. I guess that's the only reason why. But it is good. It is still good. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's great.
It was also interesting to see Venom, which this is my argument too, because Venom's whole thing is he could only bond with Brock. I don't remember why exactly, without killing him. Unlike most other people, he'd kill them or something like that.
Yeah.
Yet he bonded with her girlfriend and that random chick at the store.
Yeah.
Even for a split second, but he bonded with them and they didn't die out of nowhere. What? Then Brock wasn't that special, or Venom was lying somewhere.
I think it's somewhere in between. I think that it depends on the host for the symbiote. Depends on how long that they can last. And I guess Eddie Brock was like the perfect match, which is why he could live with them indefinitely.
Yeah, I don't remember I'm pretty sure that is explained in one. I don't remember that.
Yeah, I think it was too. Because there was a couple of different, variations. Like the one in the first movie, I think Venom. I think it was Venom was eating like the fish from that lady from the spaceship crash.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm talking about? And she made it all the way to like the airport or something like that. But eventually he did have to change bodies and the body died. Like so, but then at the same time, one of the other symbiotes in the lab like would bond to somebody and they would immediately die. So there's some.
Yeah, there's a weird genetic thing, and I don't remember if it was explained or not. I just thought it was funny
just
that.
Explained it to you.
Yeah, but I just thought it was funny that this person died, and all of a sudden these other two people are totally fine, though. Like, there was no repercussions. They both were just fine for as long as the movie needed them to be alive. Mm-hmm. I felt that was like, there was a little cheating. I don't know.
It was good, though. I enjoyed it.
I like that they never cleaned up him. They kept Brock looking, like, tired. He was done with life.
Oh, yeah.
He was all musty. Like, he looked like he smelled musty the whole movie. And I thought that was very good of them. They didn't try to clean him up at the beginning or the end, like sometimes they like to do with superheroes and stuff.
He looks like if I touched him in real life, he'd be damp, and I don't know why.
Yes. He looks like he's always damp. And it's brilliant, but it's so weird compared to, again, all these other superheroes and stuff.
They're all polished and stuff.
I guess he's the anti-superhero in a way.
Yeah, he's
still,
an anti-hero, yeah.
They just, even when Venom's out, he looks moist. He looks moist. They both always look wet. Neither of them ever look like dry and clean. Like they just came out of a shower. Neither of them ever. And it's kind of funny.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought it was like, it was funny to watch them kind of bicker like an old married couple. That was fun.
I think it was a lot of fun. I think it was just, I don't know, a little extra. But I guess for Venom, even one, they would kind of had a similar thing where they kind of did that. So it was kind of funny. I don't know.
I hope he ends up in Spider-Man.
Well, it looks like he won't. It looks like a piece of Venom will of some sort. Spoiler alerts if you haven't seen the movie yet.
As we said last time, the whole is. So.
I don't know. We'll see how it works out. I do like this. I also really like this version of Venom in general out of any, like, the other Venom we've seen. Which was from 3. Spider-Man 3, the original or whatever. I don't know if they call it the original or not. But number 3.
Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man.
Yeah. With that Eddie Brock, because that Eddie Brock, I'm going to say it, is a bitch.
That's because Topher Grace is a bitch. So there's no...
The Eddie Brock they have for Venom, he looks musty and it just works.
Yeah, what's his name?
I love it. I don't remember his name. Once you say it out loud and be like, yep, that was it.
I know, and I love him as an actor.
He looks like his name is Eddie Brock, though, too.
He plays Alfie Solomon in Peaky Blinders, and I'm so upset I can't remember.
He does. Oh, yeah. I just like it. Number 2, I'd say it's like 1 point lower than 1, but they're pretty close. Like, they did a good job not completely destroying number 1 or completely overtaking it.
No, definitely not.
They did a good job.
Carnage was a sick bad guy too. He was very cool. The fight scenes were cool. The sprinkled in comedy was nice.
I feel like there was a little too much comedy in that sometimes. There was a couple moments I'm like, did you have to have that joke?
That's because Marvel has like this almost not perfect, but almost perfect amount of comedy, and they know where to put it. And Sony's just trying to copy it the best that they can. You can't sue them for trying. So what do you give it?
I don't know. Did Marvel try to sue him yet?
I don't know.
I will say, yeah, Marvel does a great job of that, like the sprinkling just a little bit, and then Venom's is like it's so close. There was, they were like one joke off. They were that close. I couldn't even tell you which one, but it was just like it was right there to where it would have been perfect.
So,
if I had to rate the movie,
well, you do.
am I rating just Venom 2 because that's one we're mainly talking about?
We're rating Venom 2.
Venom 2, I would give it a 3.4.
Yeah.
I think it's a solid movie, but it definitely could have been done better. I don't think the acting is the issue either. I think there's just there's some kind of story in there that was either rushed, not done enough in certain areas of the movie.
I have the same exact feeling about it. I can't tell you why I didn't like it as much. Because when I single every element
scene out, it's
it's fine, it's good.
But altogether, it's just like I don't know. It's like a puzzle that's almost perfect, and you can't figure out why it's not fitting.
And
together.
I have a feeling that as we do more of these movie ratings and stuff, we'll get a little bit more in tune as to what we like and don't like.
Yeah.
Because I'll be honest, I'm not a movie critic. I just usually generally watch movies and have a good time. I don't really break things down. I don't watch
movies to break stuff down or to rate them. I'm just watching them and I'm like, oh, that was either really good or that was only okay.
But just in the nature of having these conversations and breaking movies down, we are going to get a little bit more in tune as far as
what we think was missing and stuff here and there.
It will not be it won't be a conscious decision, but we're going to be thinking about how we're going to talk about each scene as we watch movies. And it'll just get worse and worse. Maybe
in a year from now, we'll see Venom 2 again. Maybe we'll figure out what that missing piece was. Maybe. Or what. Because again, I loved it. And I want to rate it really high, but there's something. There is something that I don't know what it is that just I can't quite rate it that high.
Well, I'm also going to give it a 3.4, which gives Venom 2 Let There Be Carnage an average score of 3.4.
It was a solid movie. I still think everyone should go watch it, even though ratings not. It's still really good.
I mean, it's pretty high.
And then at the ending, they also tie it into the new Spider-Man. So if you're into the Marvel Universe, at least watch it to see that ending scene and how that kind of ties in with what he was already doing.
3.4 is not a low score. That is almost...
It's low compared to our other scores.
Yeah, but that's because we don't know what we're doing. And this might even be too low. We don't know what we're doing, okay? We're still learning, okay? But that's almost an entire point over half.
Yeah.
That's pretty damn good, in my opinion. I can't even tell you a movie that I would put below 2.
Below 2?
Yeah. Can you think of one off the top of your head? Below 2?
Below 2. Strawberry Shortcake, Sweet Dreams.
All right. I don't know that one. Movie. Thanks, guys, for listening and or watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. We'll see you next week.
For another episode
of The Other Show with Jess and Devin. Make sure you drink your water.
Cold or warm. Just drink it.
Drink your water.
Hey, if you enjoyed listening to that episode, you can find more. Just go to graymanmediaco.com and you find all things The Other Show.